G'day legends, Atron here and welcome to Forgotten Trials 34. So we're going through a little bit of an in-depth strat here and just a couple of different strategies which people have had success with, a little bit of different tweaks, but first and foremost let's just go over these heroes that are causing the issue pretty much for 34 for the most part. So you got the two Anubises down here, which is where everyone should be dropping AC pretty much right on, you know, this corner here, and he's going to go in, kill a couple of the heroes, happy days. The next thing that's the issue is the Waller here, not Empower. The Empower Waller is very easy to kill, so that's fine. But the idea is the Empower Waller will kill himself on the AC if timed correctly. So, and then the other option, so the Empower Waller, the normal Waller, which is what most people have the trouble with, and then the two Anubises. So they're the major thing. So if we go back into it, what the strategy is going to look like, I'll just run you through the placement of it, and then I'll play the video that actually did it. You're going to wait till, you know, a little bit, maybe 27 seconds for the AC to go in. What you want to do is drop Mike, and he's going to go and get his Angel, and he will actually, so what, the Empower Waller died, he's going to be doing some damage. So that pulls out the Empower, well, not the Empower Waller, the other Waller, and with PD stacks still there, you're going to want everyone to run in, so he kills himself while he's PD stacked. Happy days, right? So I was able to replicate exactly what happens in the video, but that's the strategy. So we've got all these heroes dead down here, the Waller dead there, and then we've also got the Empower Waller dead, which is easy. Now, Skelly is the issue. In my run, I'll show you how you can deal with him, no worries. But in this one, we've just used the three heroes there, and then like you would normally, you would drop Dove followed by everyone else, right? So this is kind of what it looks like. I don't think it'll go through, but this is the test run, just showing you the drop, where to drop, and what heroes get deleted and why they get deleted. So I didn't use Anubis, but he's like an unholy packed Anubis. I'm just testing this out. Yeah, just testing this out. I don't know if this is going to go all that well. He's down now. Serena's down. So, but I mean, a lot of these heroes are on pretty low health. So this is actually me doing 34 again live. So as an example of how it can work and how it does work, and it's not just like a one-time fluke. I will then go into the video. If I don't get it, I mean, if I do, I might as well just kind of use this or use the other one. Most heroes are getting deleted pretty quick. So maybe. The issue with when you're using Nick, right? So what I did is I used Nick, and it allows Nick with Revive. So, okay, so Anubis is down the last time. 6 heroes still alive. Oh geez, we might have 2 winning 34 runs here. So this might be a bit of all right. Assuming this is just a test run. You know, heroes are all still stacking up. Still fine. We're going to deal with... Rockno is always going to heal. He's got the Chickaboom on him. So if he's still alive, he can actually kind of wreck you. Alright, well this is the first time I've done this in a while. I really just set up the heroes. Skelly's still getting blinded, but we might have a successful run on our hands. We might not. Anubis is almost down, so as soon as he dies... Oh, he's down. He's alive in a different time. So, anyway, happy days. That's the drop. That's pretty much what it's going to look like, right? So, if Anubis maybe was an unholy pack, like a Stone Skin or something that's going to stay alive a little longer, perhaps better. But that's there. So, let's deal with the Empower... What is that? What are we? Where are we? I'm going to open up these ones... And happy days. So this is going to be my actual drop. So exactly the same technique, but what we're doing, we're putting AC down. He's going to do that. We're going to draw Mike out, or the Waller out with Mike. And as you can see, Nick has revived. So Skelly right there, it gets activated when Nick goes in. So you'll be able to kill him before you actually put Serena down. So, which is what happens in this second run. Nick triggers Skelly. Skelly hits AC. Skelly gets damaged. Nick revives, hits Skelly again, and then Skelly does a second shot onto AC, killing him. So what this will do when you drop Serena, PD's full energy up the top, AC gets another chunk on the wall, and then the Waller that's sitting there in the middle gets PD stacked up and dies on the AC that's down the bottom. Sometimes, if you like, you can get rid of the Medusa as well, and whatnot, but that's pretty much it. Now, you can get rid of all of those heroes without Nick, or you can do it when you can leave the Skelly, depending on if you find that an issue. So instead of Nick, you might want to use Anubis, or you might want to use PD, maybe, but I don't think PD will probably put you into the center too quickly. But there's other heroes which you can use instead of Nick. But all of those main ones being Skelly, the 2 Anubises at the bottom, the Waller, that's the hard to get Waller, the ones that not empower, and the empower Waller is pretty easy too. And then those 6 heroes don't have a lot of global damage coming their way. So you're looking at the Anubis, which, you know, a lot of the time he gets blind from Demo. And that's it. So this same sort of technique as far as the drop goes at the start, you've got 4 heroes or 3 heroes which you can sacrifice, and then you're pretty much going to stack on the Anubis up top. So that's the best drop strategy. The heroes used behind that, I mean, you can just go all in. There is a method where down the bottom near Rockno, you'll drop AC there and deal with a lot of the heroes, and then you use PD, and because it takes out so many heroes with only 1 AC, like 1 hero down, you've got another 9 heroes that can kind of, other people have just rinsed the level, right? So that's what happens. They just go through really quickly and rinse it, and then that's pretty much it. So in the first run, you saw, I hadn't tried to do that for a while. That was, you know, this is a recorded one. The first run was just how it went. That was the first time I'd done it since I'd started recording. I hadn't done it. That was using Nox. So that was just an example of how easy the drop is to eliminate some of those key enemies in this dungeon. So that's the main part of it. Getting rid of those 2 Anubises definitely helps a lot, and the main issue being the other Waller, which was at the start. The strategy wasn't there. Everyone was like, oh, how do I get rid of it? Then someone came up with dropping Mike, and then other people added the Nick in to, well, I think the Nick has been around since the start to get rid of the AC, so the Skelly in the middle. But going on, what do we go into the heroes now, I think. So this is the heroes I used, and then I'll show you a winning run from essentially the same team as I was using in that first part, which I didn't pass, but he was successful. Then I'll show you the hero setup for him. So pause, do what you need to with this. Look at the heroes. I felt this was the safest run for 34. Like using those 4, I call it the 4 drop 6 drop. So you know, you drop 4 heroes. They deal with all of the key enemies that are they're going to be the issue. Gets rid of all of those. 4 of them being, or 4 or 5 being, you know, the 2 Anubises, the Skelly, the Waller, and the Empower Waller. So that's the main thing there. So we should be going on. So this is the same run. This is someone else's recorded video who used this same setup. So what he's done here, instead of using Nick, he does exactly what I did. Puts the AC down, puts the mic at the top, which a lot of people are doing. He gets rid of the Waller straight away. And in the first round, which can be done, right? So if you can get rid of the Waller, both Wallers, just on a mic and AC drop. You don't need a Nick, or you don't need the revive. Like, they can be dead straight away. The second, what Serena does is get rid of the 2 Anubises down the bottom, or Tree, for example. He was able to target the Skelly fairly quickly, and happy days for him. The Skelly doesn't give him as much deal as it did at the start, but his Anubis, I think, also stays alive longer, or his Spirit is down, but his Anubis, let me, so I can actually show you guys exactly while we're going through this, exactly what his team is running. So put that in the corner there, just so you're aware. That is, yeah, that's the team that he was running with. So happy days on that. Take what you will from it. Take the drop as best you can. That kind of technique of dropping AC and using mic to get the Waller, the second Waller, is the main thing. So as you can see, this run, the Skelly was alive for half of it. It wasn't causing the team with the heals and everything too much drama, but he dropped Nick. Nick is really just a way to get rid of Skelly early. You can have different ways where you could activate the Skelly proc, but Nick is simply the easiest, especially with the revive. You can get 2 procs and he'll die on the first AC. So it is also possible to do this same technique and drop Nick, AC, and just Mike, and then kill everyone in that first drop, and then use Serena. Oop. So where are we? We'll just go back to a different one. We'll just use Serena to add to your team. You can add Serena or Tree to your team if you can get rid of all 3 of them. So if we go back to Nox just for 1 second, I'll show you what that actually looks like. Where are we? So what I mean by getting rid of all of the key components, you put AC down, you put Nick, and you put Mike up here to get rid of the Waller. Everyone will die, but except the 2 Anubises. You do need Serena to kill them a 3rd time. So, but what I'm saying is when you do that, you can add Serena or Tree to your lineup up here with everyone to, you know, add to the fuel. So Serena's buffing someone or healing someone. So it is possible to just use 3 heroes to get rid of it. 2 Wallers, the Skelly, and then upon dropping all 7 heroes, you'll kill the 2 Anubises. They'll be low, double target them. You know, it'll happen. So, and they'll also be auto attacking the AC down here. So yeah, that would be my recommendation, guys, on how best to tackle 34. When I went through, I told you about the PD strategy. So what I mean by that is when people are going down and using PD, a lot of them are targeting here somewhere. So when you do that, you can actually pull Orcsbane out. You can pull Drax out. So Drax to Orcsbane, you get all those heroes, and that's a really big chunk of heroes, right, have been taken out. So when you're using PD, for example, like, you would drop everyone, and that's kind of what the strategy would go down, and then you would just deal with rinsing through the heroes. And you can get rid of Skelly the same way by using just an AC and a Nick to get rid of Skelly if Skelly's giving you so much trouble. Otherwise, people have used the same sort of technique, and see Waller's being targeted a little bit here. He'll eventually get ground down, and that means with a PD in there, you know, he's going to be affected a lot quicker. So, you know, using AC and Nick right here, that's what I've seen, AC and Nick at the start there, and then instead of using Anubis, you would use probably PD, and you would drop a Spirit maybe for Nick. I'm not sure. I can't remember how it is, but yeah, Nick and AC here gets rid of the Skelly and a lot of heroes, allowing the PD method to be a lot more effective because there's less heroes to chunk down. Issue with that is you've still got the Anubises on 3 lives and full health. Generally, the Waller will be targeted and taken down early in that PD method, but if it's not, it does become a lot more difficult, a lot more RNG based. So I believe the 4-drop, 6-drop, when we've got, you know, AC, Mike up here, seeing how everyone goes. What do we got? Serena over here. Make sure the Mike dupe is not up and running, and then enough of a cooldown. You put Serena down. Should revive everyone. He's going to get some PD stacks on him. He should delete himself. That's the strategy, right? So I could add in, as you saw with Nick, get rid of Skelly. Let's just try this one last time. And everyone to go down on top. And we'll see how we go a second time. We're pretty close to the last time, but this is the second time I'll be trying this method. So hopefully it gives a little bit of an easier drop, a little bit a better way to kind of deal with all of these heroes. No, we're going down fast. So that's it. But hopefully it's given everyone a better understanding, a better idea of how to deal with the biggest problems on the field, using either 4 heroes or 3 heroes, depending on your setup. If you've got a less of a defense setup, you're going to want to use tankier heroes, right? You're going to want to use tankier heroes, or if you don't have as many tanky heroes, use 4-drop and get rid of all of the heroes that are a problem, being the Skelly and, you know, the Anubises, and then try and focus on just staying alive with maybe some additional healers or something like that, you know, using Havoc Pet to stop Anubis, and then you only got to worry about really 2 Anubises, and not a lot of auto proc stuff. Anyway, so that's it. That's my in-depth breakdown, guys, for 34. If you want to see, where am I? I'll bring up Old Mate's heroes again, just really quickly on his other run. So where was the picture? So that's, we'll get rid of Nox here. And that was my setup kind of, and his setup for the 2 different runs. So pets I was using, I don't have pets for him, but that's all right. That was the Anubis run that he successfully did. Happy days. So take away what you will, guys. Hit me up online or in the comments if you need any additional information. I know it was a lot of info, a lot of back and forth, but you know, I wanted to make 34 as the trouble one, so I wanted to make as much info kind of as transparent as possible. And that's pretty much it. So thanks for tuning in. And as always, enjoy, and I'll see you in the next video.